Greetings, everybody. This is Archangel Macintosh, aka Archangel Mikael. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Well, this is part 4 of Ultimate Wisdom, Truth, and Light. Um, Pretty much instructions before leaving Earth, before your spirit return back to the Most High. Um, I'm also explaining in these videos, if you haven't seen part 3, part 2, and part 1 yet, is the commands pretty much that the Creator gave us, which are what we call wisdom. Because wisdom is truthfully based on commands by higher spirits, higher principles, and higher authorities. Therefore, when you are using wisdom and living by wisdom, you are taking command from the Most High, the Most Higher, which is the Almighty I Am Self. Because all of this inspiration is coming from within. You see, necessarily from the heart. It spirals from the heart like fractals into the universe. As I'm speaking to you, my heart is spiraling out to you in the form of fractals. You see? So before we begin, let's go ahead and begin with a prayer. Father Ahaya, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything that you have shown us, for everything that you have taught us, for every lesson that we experience in our life. We thank you for all the bravery that you place into our heart, which makes us very courageous even in the most muckiest times. You still teach us and show us how to activate that light within and shine upon it. We thank you for always teaching us how to shine light upon it. We know what we're here for, and we will continue to shine light upon these things that need the light shed upon. We are the people who can only bring the truth to our brothers and sisters until the Creator comes back and Christ Yeshua comes back. Therefore, we have a responsibility to inform each other and make each other aware as one human family. We are all one, and we all are here to contribute to the whole. I thank you, everyone, and I thank you, everyone, for your spirit, for your time, for your energy. I thank you for who you are. I thank you for being here today. I thank you for working for the Most High. And just know that you can continue to shine that light that you are for as long as you will. So may our will be amplified. May our will be strong. May we have self-empowerment now, here and present. And anyone that needs healing right now in the heart, in the bones, in the chest, or anywhere in those areas, in the brain, they're healed now. In the name and vibration of Christ Yeshua, the Messiah. Love. Thank you. Ahaya, sure, Ahaya. Ahaya, sure, Ahaya. Ahaya, sure, Ahaya. I am that I am. Amen. I affirm, I affirm, I affirm. So let's go ahead and begin. Hosea 9. Israel, don't rejoice. You people, don't rejoice in America. It's not a happy time yet. We're in big trouble right now. Don't celebrate as other nations do. You have been unfaithful to your God. You have sowed sex on every threshing floor. There won't be enough grain to feed people, which means because we've been consuming, eating, just getting greedy and stuff, there's not going to be enough to feed anyone financially, when it comes to food and all that stuff, you see? So there won't be enough grain to feed the people, which means famine's coming. There won't be enough wine to go around, so there won't be enough of the BS to go around anymore, because we consumed it all already. The people of Ephraim, which would be Puerto Rico, Boricuas, won't stay in the Lord's land, in Ahaya's land. They will return to Egypt, and they will eat unclean food in Assyria. They won't pour wine offerings to Ahaya, and their sacrifices won't please him, like Cain. Their sacrifices will be like the food that mourners eat. All who eat this food will be unclean. Pork, shrimp, fish, all that stuff. Well, not fish, but lobsters, things at the bottom of the ocean. Their food will only satisfy their hunger, which is a demon. Hunger is a demon. That's why it's great to fast to beat that demon. It will not be brought as an offering to our highest temple. Hosea verse 9, section 5. What will they do on the day of an appointed festival, which is Sabbaths, every quarter of the moon, half moon, full moon, new moon, and half moon again? So what will they do on the day of the appointed festival, or on Ahaya's festival days? So either he's talking about, will we be choosing to celebrate, worship, and praise Ahaya on the Sabbath days, or are we gonna only go to the festivals that are in our country, man-made festivals, parties for nothing, get drunk for nothing, just get wasted? You know, which one are you gonna do? Go get wasted, or worship the Most High? Are you going to be going to work, celebrating that you're making promise to pay notes, which won't ever be fulfilled? Or will you celebrate the Most High because he already fulfilled his promises with you, and he's continuing to fulfill the promise with you as long as you have faith, like he said? So obviously I choose the Most High higher. You guys can go party all y'all want. Y'all can go make dollars all y'all want. Y'all can go make gold and silver all y'all want. Y'all can go have an orgy if y'all like. I don't care. Today is the day that Ahaya has made. This is the day. This is the day that Ahaya has made. That Ahaya has made. I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. This is the day. You know, I don't even know if you guys know that song, but it all makes sense to me now. And this is the day that Ahaya has made, that I am has made. So let's continue. Even if they escape without being destroyed, Egypt will capture them, America will capture them, and Memphis will bury them. Weeds will grow over their silver treasures. Thorns will grow over their tents. The time for them to be punished will come. The time for them to pay for their sins will come. When this happens, Yis-RoyAl will know it. Israel will know it. Americans will know it. They think that prophets are fools and that spiritual people are crazy. They have sinned a lot and they are very hostile. Prophets are Ahaya's watchmen over Ephraim. Yet traps are set on every prophet's path, and people are hostile in the temple of the light of their God. People have deeply corrupted themselves as they once did at Gibeah. If you don't know what Gibeah means, look that up. Gibeah. The light will remember their wickedness and punish them because of their sins. The light, the Almighty, I am presence, Ahaya, sure, Ahaya, said, bless me, bless you, bless us. When I found Israel, it was like finding grapes in the desert, a diamond in the rough. When I saw your ancestors, it was like seeing the first figs of the harvest. But they went to Baal, Pierre, which is the devil, idol god, and worshipped shameful idols. They became as disgusting as the things they worshipped. Ephraim's glory will fly away like a bird. There will be no more pregnancies, births, or babies. Even if they bring up children, I will take those children away before they grow up. Yes, how horrible it will be for them when I leave them. I have seen Ephraim like Tyre, planted in a pleasant place. But the people of Ephraim will bring out their children to be killed. Ahaya, sure, Ahaya, the almighty, pure white light essence, give them what they deserve. Make the woman miscarry, or else make them unable to nurse their babies. All Ephraim's wickedness began in Gilgal. I hated the people there, says the Most High. I will force them out of my temple because of their wickedness, and I won't love them anymore. All their officials are rebellious. The people of Ephraim are like a sick plant, are like sick plants. Their roots are dried up. They have no fruit, even if they were to have children. I would kill their children. My Ahiah, my almighty I am self, will reject them because they refuse to listen to their almighty self. I am presence. They're following external gods instead of the I am presence. So Ahiah will reject them because they refuse to listen to him. They will wander among the nations. And that's what you're seeing a lot of the Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, and some of the tribes of Israel going through. And now everyone who vexed the Lord, the Most High, these are the things that it can do to you too. Not just these people, not just back then. It's still to today. If we still do those things that made the Creator hate them back then and punish us back then, don't you think it can still do it now? That's what some of our ancestors and generations aren't getting. That what happened before is happening now is the same thing back then as it is now. That's why it says eternal. You know what I'm saying? Which means always up to date. It's eternal, everlasting, infinite. All right, let's go ahead and read Exodus 34. I'm going to take 1 second in the name of Ahia. All right, Exodus 34. New tables of stone. Exodus 34, section 1. And the pure white light said unto Moshe, which you guys call Moses, Moshe or Masha, cut out 2 tables of stone, like unto the first. So make them look the same length and everything, like unto the first, a replication of the first one. So cut out 2 tables of stone, like unto the first, and I will write upon these tables the words that were in the first tables, which you broke. So the Creator made one covenant made in stone, which we're supposed to follow, and it made one on the other paper, not paper, on the other stone to show us which ones we broke. And be ready in the morning, in the daytime, and come up in the daytime unto Mount Sinai, and present yourself there to me in the top of the mount. So by sunrise, exactly probably around sunrise, and come up in the morning unto Mount Sinai. So at sunrise, he went to Mount Sinai, the same place where we went and made the 10 commandments and more. And present yourself there to me in the top of the mount. And no man shall come up with you, neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount, neither let the flocks nor herds fed before that mount, or feed before that mount. And he cut out 2 tables of stone like unto the first. And Moshe, Moses, rose up early in the daytime at sunrise, and went up unto Mount Sinai, as the pure white light almighty I am presence had commanded him, and took in his hand the 2 tables of stone. And the pure white light descended in the cloud, and stood with him there, and proclaimed the name of Ahiah, Yis-RoyAl. And Ahiah, Yis-RoyAl, passed by before him, and proclaimed, Ahiah, Ahiah, Al-Ahiah, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, unto the 3rd and to the 4th generation. And Moshe, Moses, made haste and bowed his head toward the earth and worshipped. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. And he said, if now I have found grace in your sight, O Ahia, let my pure white light, I pray you, go among us. So if now I have found grace in your sight, O Lord, let my Lord, I pray you, go among us. So let the pure white light come among us. For it is a stiff necked people. So if people are hard headed, they're stubborn, very stiff necked, very greedy, and stuff like that. The tribes during that time of Israel, they didn't really believe in Moses, and this was the first time anyone ever done anything like this to free a flock of people from slavery, you know. So for him it's weird, Moses, and for the people it's weird, and you know that there's a lot of doubts, and they don't even know what that word mean. He don't understand what doubt means, you know. So it was pretty weird for everyone. Now we understand a lot more, so like we can actually make sense of it now, and we question things. But wait, hold up, bring that back. Back then they didn't do all that, you know. They just kind of followed. So Moses was the one who was constantly bringing them to the most higher. You see, because some other people couldn't channel and tune into higher within their own self. They didn't know what I am is. You see? So, and he said, behold, I make a covenant before all your people. I will do marvels, such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people among whom you are shall see the work of Ahiah, sure, Ahiah, and Christ Yeshua, the Messiah. For it is an awesome thing that I will do with you. Emmanuel. Observe that which I command you this day. Behold, I drive out before you the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Hittite, yeah, the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, and these are all nations. Jebusites would be the Christians, the Jesuits, because they believe in Jesus, Jebus, which is Zeus. Take heed to yourself, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you go. So take heed to yourself, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you go. When we're making contracts here with it, in America and stuff like that, lest it be for a snare in the midst of you. So it better not be for a snare against you, because you're breaking the Ten Commandments and the covenant we made with the Creator for these government people and the police. Because if you do, then it's a snare to you. You see, now you're breaking your covenant because of the covenant you made with the ultimate covenant you have with the Most High, because the covenant of man is against the Most High and you're living by it. You see? So, but you shall destroy their altars. Destroy their altars, all their stuff that they be worshiping at, money, all that stuff. Break their images and cut down their idol poles. For you shall worship no other. I am presence, no other God, no Al. For the Lord, the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous Ahia, sure, Ahia, is a jealous Al, God. Lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, contracts with the land, people on the land, or agreements with people on the land, and they go play the harlot after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call you, and you eat of his sacrifice. Ooh, so if you go eat some of their sacrifice and the evil food that they're making, like most of the animals they put in the store has been ritualized. They have pretty much treated the animal bad before they killed it in a bad ritual, adrenaline pumping to his blood. And when you eat the blood, you're eating all that chemical, because adrenaline is a chemical. You know what I'm saying? So when you go eat that animal, especially the way it died, that's a ritual and stuff. You see, and the snare and punishment of that food will be upon you too, especially those who suck the blood out of the bone. So, oh man. He's so cute, Nana. Alright, lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go play the harlot after their gods, which mean go call the judges on your police, and do sacrifice unto their gods. And one call you, and you eat of his sacrifice, and you go eat of his sacrifice, either the money he made from selling people, or the money in whatever they made from harming the victim, which would be the sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? Which can be a person or the food. It can also be the food too, that sacrifice too. So whatever that means financially, cannibalistic, or doing it with actual food, it's a sacrifice. Don't participate in that with them. Don't make money off of their unlawful debts and stuff like that, and unlawful laws and stuff like that. And you take of their daughters unto your sons, and their daughters go play the harlot after their gods, and make your sons go play the harlot after their gods. So now your sons and daughters are meeting up with partners and stuff that's making them believe in these wrongful gods, like they're being initiated in and lured in and recruited, like the superstars doing stuff, which aren't superstars, the super void, really, and null and void. Matter of fact, super null and void. But yeah, those wannabe superstars that are null and void and stuff, they'll lure men in, wear sexy things, smell good, get all nice for you, buy you things. These famous people, just to lure you in and drag you in, and once they get you in, they get you playing the harlot, being a whore, a prostitute for their gods. You see, being used, because harlot mean a whore. And so now you're being prostituted by their gods through her or through him. So you shall make molten gods, which means we shouldn't be making any type of god. We shouldn't be molding any type of god. Not even I am that I am, a all that stuff. It's eventually, if people start worshiping it, then it becomes bad, because what we're doing is celebrating, not worshiping. There's a difference between worshiping and celebrating, and worshiping was supposed to be celebrating. Worshiping nowadays just shipping war, but it's supposed to be celebrating. You see, where you're celebrating the Most High, where you're with the Most High, not worshiping it and it's in the sky like, okay, here's all my energy. You're with it. You're sharing it with it. You're enjoying the feast of positive energy with it. It's right here. Exodus 34, section 18. The feast of unleavened bread shall you keep. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread, as I commanded you. And the time of the month of Abib. For in the month Abib you came out of Egypt. So hold on, let's do sin real quick. Let's go ahead and see what Abib is. Abib is one of the months, and I believe that might be around the corner. Name of the month. The biblical year begins with the first new moon after the barley, and Israel reaches the stage in its ripeness called Abib. So it would be on a new moon, a new month. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. Keep the month of Abib. Cool. Let me go back. Next. What month? Oh, pardon me. What month is Abib? Around the time of harvest. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover to a higher in the month of Abib. Alright, so I believe that would be around February. Because February is actually the New Year's for Hebrews. And yeah, on this day in early spring in the month of Abib, yup, that's actually right around the corner. It would be at the new moon, which would be the new month. Oh, yup, this month is to be for you the first month of your year. celebrate. You see, the festival of unleavened bread for 7 days. Eat bread made without yeast, which means just flour without yeast, and flour and what is it again? Flour and water, I believe. Just flour and water, pretty much. Yeah, flour and water, and then shape out the bread how you want it. Oven it before the day of the Sabbath, because on the Sabbath the days we're not supposed to be working. We're supposed to be celebrating the whole day, or at least from sunrise to sunset. And yeah, and that's pretty much what it is. Unleavened bread is flour without yeast with water. And do that at the appointed time in the month of Aviv, Abib. For in that month you came out of Egypt. So that was the month we came out of Egypt, around springtime, and that was around the same time Christ had passed over it and died and woke up 3 days later. So no one is to appear before me empty-handed, which means you have to come with something for the Creator, which is spiritually, physically, or whatever it may be. So Abib would possibly be around February, and that would be the first month of the year. That is our new year. So then the new year begins from there. The months begin from there, from February. Bless you. Americans celebrate theirs on January. That's crazy. So the day of unleavened bread as well would be the time of Passover as well, around that time. I'm actually going to be making a video about that. Not the current moment though. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. It's pretty cool we just learned that. So for in the month Abib you came out from Egypt. Exodus 34, section 19. All that opens the womb is mine. So everyone that comes out of the cosmic womb, the spiritual womb, the mother's womb, whatever womb it is, the womb of the land, the womb of the earth, is all Ahayas. It's all the pure white lights, because it created it. In every firstling among your cattle, in every firstling among your cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. So all the firstborn of your cattle also belong to the Creator. You see, which is whether it's the ox, the sheep, or your children, the firstborn. There's always something with the firstborn. There's something special with them. But the firstling of a donkey you shall redeem with a lamb. So, but the firstling of a donkey you shall redeem with a lamb. And if you redeem it not, then shall you break its neck. All the firstborn of your sons you shall redeem, and none shall appear before me empty. So all your children, you have to bring them to the Most High too. And you can't come empty, which means you have to come with some type of gratitude, some type of thanks, some type of unleavened bread, or something to contribute to the whole. This is the festival of the Most High. The Most High worked 6 days to create the earth and rested on the seventh day. You see what I'm saying? So the seventh day represents its creation day. You see, and every seven days between a moon cycle, from a full moon to a half moon, is 7 days. So you see, from one full moon to another full moon represents a 7 day cycle. So we celebrate every 7 days according to the moon. From the moon going from full moon to the 7 days it takes to go to the half moon, and the 7 days it takes to go to the new moon, and the 7 days it takes to get to the half moon. And in certain months was around times when we were freed. So that's why we celebrate them, especially on those certain dates around that time. And we have to bring something to celebrate the Most High, because it done so much great, marvelous things for us that sent shockwaves throughout history up till now as we're reading this, because of it keeping its promise and stuff. We're just the ones that, shied away from the promise and get too lazy on trying to fulfill the promise and the commandments, yet we get punished every day and wonder why. There's no way of escaping this, man. We have to bring something for the Most High. We have to give an offering. So none shall appear before me empty. And that means you can bring spiritual things, because the Creator loves spiritual things more than physical things. If you're trying to bring physical things to the Creator and you think it has to do with worshiping or giving up your rights to something, you got it all wrong. You see, it's about celebrating the being that created us, and this was his first month of the first year of the year. All right, let us continue. 6 days you shall work, but on the seventh day, and the days are based on how much the sun rise and sun set. So 6 days you shall work, but on the seventh day you shall rest. And plowing time, and in harvest you shall rest, which means you're not riding, you're not going out, you're not working that day. You cannot work that day, or you will be punished. See, either you choose the creator or these people. Who's your master? Who is your master? Who is your owner? And you can't do anything that has to do at work. You can't cook on that day or nothing. Everything you cook is before that day, before that time. And this is a time when the land rests. The whole land rests. The land needs rest, man. It needs rest. It needs to rejuvenate itself and to grow. A moment where we're not consuming and things like that. Almost like a boycott for a day. If you do that, it helps you a lot, on saving energy, saving food, also beating the system and taking the power away from them by celebrating our days on the right days. Our Sabbaths on the right days, on the right moon phase. But you're not doing it on the full moon. You're doing it the day after the moon. You're doing it the day after the half moon, the day after the full moon, the day after the new moon, because that's the first day. You see? So, and you shall observe the feast of weeks. And the feast of weeks is the 7 day feast. Because we're celebrating not just every week, which is every half moon. On some of those half moons and some of those full moons, it's also Passover sometimes, or unleavened bread, all that on one full moon type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Or under a half moon or a new moon type of thing, the next day after that cycle. So, and you shall observe the feast of weeks of the first fruits of wheat harvest. The first fruits of wheat harvest, which mean you're giving the first batch of your wheat harvest, because we're supposed to be growing wheat. That's actually part of our contract too. And this is usually what kept us with food, because we have commandments to plant seeds and multiply and grow plants and food. So that kept us fed, because it's a law that we weren't supposed to break. But no one has a garden anymore, or a farm or anything, except very few people. And I congratulate you, and may you connect this together with why you're living like that now. You see, because we're commanded to be farmers, literally, to work the land, not man. Ooh, this is so crazy what we're in, man. And so observe the Feast of Weeks, the Feast of First Fruits of Wheat Harvest, also given the first fruit of the lamb and the donkey, all that stuff. I'm not sure technically what they mean by that yet, but I'm guessing to bring it and to give it to the Lord or something. Doesn't mean to sacrifice it, but to give it to the Most High, higher spiritually and energetically. And like how Abraham was close to sacrificing his kid, when the creator told him to, and he didn't, because the creator's all right, you have faith, I see that you have faith, don't do it. Something along that line. It's going to test us to see if we're willing to give up what we prize the most, what we love the most, because that shows your true faith, your true trust in the Most High. So, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end. So the feast of ingathering at the year's end. All right, cool. So 3 times in the year shall all your male children appear before Ahia, Ahia, the almighty pure white light of Israel, Yis-RoyAl. For I will cast out the nations before you and enlarge your borders, because the Creator is going to use us, use our children to build our nation in the name of love, peace, truth, balance, and just prosperity, whatever the Creator gives for those who are obedient, very obedient, and honorable, and merciful, and forgiving, and gracious. So it will cast out the nations before us that's trying to bother us. So there's a promise, and it will enlarge our borders, which mean our people will enlarge. Neither shall any man neither shall any man desire your land when you shall go up to appear before Ahia, Ashur, Ahia, your almighty, pure white light. I am presence 3 times in the year. So 3 times in the year shall all our children appear before the Most High. You shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven, neither shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left unto the morning. So it says, neither shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left unto the morning. So by the time it hits night, all that food should be gone. Everything should be done. But by the time it comes to next morning, if you still have it there, you're committing a sin. And do not eat and do not offer blood sacrifices, which is lambs and goats, because it tells you how to do the whole ritual and everything, with leaven, which is yeast. So it will be unleavened bread without yeast, bread that's not all puffed up and all that, because that's what we had to eat for a while. And we'll do this 3 times a year based on the cycles of the moon and the days, the sun, the month. The first of the first fruits of your land you shall bring unto the house of Ahiah, your almighty pure white light essence. You shall not boil a kid in its mother's milk. So on that day, mothers will not be giving their child breast milk. You see, this is a day for Ahiah itself. And plus, feeding it breast milk will be work. And this is all for love. You got to know why this is like this, though. This is all working on your faith and trust. How much do you have faith? How much do you trust? You see, the first of the first fruits of everything, your children, whatever it is, your first of everything, of your land, you shall bring unto the house of Ahiah, Ashur, Ahiah, the almighty, pure white light essence. You shall not boil a kid in its mother's milk. So don't kill the child with the milk that day. No milk. And Ahiah said unto Moses, write these words, for after the tenor of these words, I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. So this is a contract. This is a covenant. Exodus talks about the contracts and the covenant. Genesis speaks about how the universe was made to support that covenant, that natural law, common law. And he was there with Ahiah 40 days and 40 nights. And he did not eat bread, nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. So this is the gathering of the 10 commandments before the 10 commandments. So Moses' face shines. And it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with 2 tables of testimony, testament, New Testament, Old Testament, and Moses' hand, when he came down from the Mount Sinai, that Moses knew not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. So that Moses not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. So pardon me. So and it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tables of testimony in Moses' hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moses knew not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with him. Okay, so his face began to shine while he was talking to Aaron, because Aaron, which is one of the Levites, the Haitians, ran up there to Moses. He was supposed to go at Moses when he was going up, but Moses told him to wait halfway. You see what I'm saying? So he waited halfway and did his thing. Everyone else waited way back. You see? So when he came to Aaron while he was coming down, him and Aaron got to actually walk together and stuff. together for a little bit before they went back to the people. So Aaron seen Moses' face, and his face was shining. He was glowing. Just something about him was different. He was just smiley, glowy, joyous, just blissed out. You know what I'm saying? Just wow. I don't know what to say. I just had a presence with the Creator, and oh man, uh, you don't know what to say. Just speechless, just shining, shining. Let us all shine our light now. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, so now they're going back to all the children of Israel. And this was before the children of Israel separated and became Mexican and whatchamacallit, Guatemalan and Haitian and Puerto Rican and Dominican and all this stuff. This was before they scattered. Once they scattered, their language has been separated. You see, our languages has been separated. But we used to speak one language when we're in one tribe, and that was called Ibariat. Ibariat. Not Ivrit, but Ibariat. That is the Hebrew language. We all speak Hebrew. So when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moshe, behold, the skin of his face shined, it shone, and they were afraid to come near him. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moses talked with them. And afterward all the children of Israel came near, and he gave them in commandment all that Ahiah had spoken with him on Mount Sinai. Until Moses had finished speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But when Moses went in before Ahiah to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and spoke unto the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone. And Moses put the veil upon his face again, until he went in to speak with him. Bless you. So right here, Sabbath regulations. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you guys read this for your own. I'm going to save that for the Sabbath video. That will help. I'll gather them all up together for that specifically. Because this is about the Sabbath regulations. If you want to, just go to Exodus 35, section 1, and begin reading. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next. So Isaiah 13. Now, for breaking the commandments and not following the laws, these are all the punishments and the curses that will fall upon anybody. Anybody. Whether they're with the covenant or not, if they mess with the Most High, these things fall upon them. Every bad thing you heard so far in the Bible fall upon someone who's against the Most High, who's atheist. May your body tremble when you hear this if you're atheist. If you're dark, may your whole body shake and rumble until that light possess you again. Hosea 13, section 1. The terrible judgment against Yis-RoyAl. When Ephraim, the Puerto Rican, spoke trembling, he exalted himself in Yis-RoyAl. But when he offended through Baal worship, he died. And now they sin more and more, and have made them molten images of their silver and idols, according to their own understanding. All of it, the work of craftsmen, like dollars and money and promissory notes we're killing each other over. And the freaking devil with horns and goat face and all that junk idols. That don't mean nothing because it's made by man, which means it has no power because it's made by man. They say of them, let the men that sacrifice kiss the cows. To bow down to it, walk around Mecca and sit in front of a cross and bow down to it like it's going to save your ass. That pagan cross. Therefore they shall be as the morning cloud, and as the early dew that passes away. All the chaff that is driven with the whirlwind out of the floor, and as the smoke out of the chimney. Yet I am Ahiah, your almighty pure white light presence from the land of Egypt, and you shall know no God but me. For there is no Savior, Yeshaya, besides me. I did know you in the wilderness, in the land of great drought, according to their pasture. So were there, so were they filled, and they were filled, and their heart was exalted before. Have they forgotten me? Therefore I will be unto them as a lion, as a leopard. By the way will I observe them. I will meet them as a bear, lion, leopard, bear, that is bereaved of her cubs, and will tear the fat off of their heart. And there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. So the Creator, when it's saying all this, this is what you guys call Satan. And the devil, there ain't no devil in Satan. It's the Creator punishing our ass when we do bad things. You see what I'm saying? And when we're worshiping idols, that's satanic. So the Creator sends us what satanic people get. Beaten, suffering, pain, all that stuff. Trials, tribulations. So the Most High can turn literally into a lion, a leopard, and a bear, all mixed in one, like a wild beast. Where you think these nations are getting the power from to stomp some people's torch out, some people's light out? Because the Creator's telling them to. They're commanded to tear you up. They're working for the Creator. So therefore the good and bad is all the work of the Creator. Just have to be on the proper side of the Creator. It'll tell you what you need to do and when you need to do it and who need to do what. So this and that can be done. Or this and that can get started. You know? So you must have trust and faith in the Creator because it's versatile. O Israel, you have destroyed yourself, but in me is your help. Me, self, I am, spirit. I will be your king. Where is any other that may save you in all your cities? And your judges of whom you said, give me a king and princes. I gave you a king in my anger, and took him away in my wrath. The iniquity of Ephraim is bound up, his sin is hid. The sorrows of a travailing woman shall come upon him. He is an unwise son, for he should not stay long where children are born. I will ransom them from the power of the grave. I will redeem them from death. O death, I will be your plagues. O grave, I will be your destruction. Pity shall be hid from my eyes. Though he is first fruit among his brethren, an east wind shall come. So now first fruit would be Yeshaya. And when he said I gave you a king, that would be Yeshaya. Messiah means a king, as well as King David, all these people. But Yeshaya was the ultimate king, the king of the Most High itself. The Most High itself embedded in flesh. King David was endowed with the power of king, you know, with the Most High. But he wasn't the Most High manifested in flesh. Christ was. He was the only one manifested in flesh. Now even Moses was pure creator, embedded in flesh. He was possessed by it. You see? So Yeshaya would be the ultimate possession of the pure white light, you know, and heal things and change things. So he's the first fruit because that was the Most High's one and only son. So that was his first fruit, a sacrifice, a major sacrifice to make a covenant with us. So an east wind shall come, the wind of Ahia shall come up from the wilderness, and his spring shall become dry, springtime. The day of Abib, February for us. I mean March, pardon me, March. That's what I meant to say earlier too, March, pardon me. And his fountain shall be dried up. He shall plunder the treasury of every precious thing. Samaria shall become desolate, for she has rebelled against her Ahia. They shall fall by the sword. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces, and their women with child shall be ripped up. Alright, now this is crazy. That's in Hosea 13. I'll go ahead and leave that with the end time video as well. Everything together. So in Hosea 4, Ahiah's charges against Israel. Hear the word of Ahiah, you children of Yis-RoyAl. For Ahiah has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, us, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Ahiah in the land. I am that I am, and pure white light essence, consciousness, energy, karma. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break all restraint, and bloodshed touches bloodshed. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwells in it shall languish with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven. Yeah, the fish of the sea also shall be taken away. All the Fukushima nuclear waste they're dumping in the ocean right now, BP oil spill, all at the same time, killing the coral reef, killing the fish. The fowls of heaven, the vultures, the freaking Air Force, Army, all that stuff. These fowls that attack us from the air and stuff, like birds. Shooting phosphorus at you, which is the nuclear chemical and stuff. And oh man, the beasts of the field will be like the employers that's an asshole, always on your ass and stuff. The presidents, they work in the field. The foot soldiers work in the field. Everyone like working at Burger King, McDonald's, all working in the field to kill you. They're selling you poison and stuff like that, and even though they don't know it, they just need a job. They don't know it's that they're working for the beast. So they're getting us in the field, they're getting us in the heaven from the sky, and they're getting us from the ocean. They're killing the ocean and turned everything into admiralty, which mean adjacent to the sea. Yet let no man strive, nor reprove another. For your people are as they that strive with the priests. That's falling. Therefore shall you fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with you in the night. Fall. We went from spring, and now we're falling into winter. We springed into summer. We sprung up, resurrected, but now we begin to fall. That's probably why they call fall, because that's around the time we started to fall. And they do Halloween around fall time, where people are fallen angels. In winter, the devil, hell gets cold. That's when the sun is down, is dead again. It got resurrected again during March. Aviv. So when the prophet also shall fall with you in the night, so day and night fall. And I will destroy your mother, which is the land, the earth, because it gave birth to all this nastiness. This, not the earth, but the land that we live in, the continent we live in, that gave birth to us, to the wicked ways that we think. Because we are what our mother gives us, and the oxygen and the land we breathe here in America has been tainted. In some of the other countries too, it has been tainted. You see what I'm saying? So that's the mother, because it gives us breasts, it feeds us. And we've been eating poison the whole time because of man. Not because of the land, but because of man. Therefore, the land's going to get hit, which means everyone here is going to die and the land's going to regrow itself. It got to start over. When we mess things up bad enough, everything got to start over. My people, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I will also reject you. So the Creator is knowledge. Knowledge, light, truth, peace, love, equality. You see, the Creator's many things. And it is what it is. That's why I say I am that I am, because it's everything. That you shall be no priest to me, because you have forgotten the law of I am that I am. I will also forget your children. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity. And there shall be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways, and reward them for their deeds. For they shall eat and not have enough. You'll keep being hungry no matter what you eat, because they're taking the nutrients out of food. They shall commit harlotry, which means people can be prostituting, selling their self, wearing dresses, men wearing dresses and women clothing to make money and all that stuff. Women selling their body to make money, dollars, idle dollars. And shall not increase. because they have ceased to obey I am that I am. Harlotry and wine and new wine take away the heart. So harlotry, they're drinking wine, these girls, these drunken prostitutes, they're drunk as heck out their brain, the wine, and they're harlot. So it takes away the heart. And at the same time, new type of wine like Hennessy, vodka, all these new things, they take away the spirit and they kill you. It's very strong alcohol. You see what I'm saying? It's like pouring alcohol in the open womb, but from the inside. So it will take away the heart, which means it'll probably kill their heart. My people ask counsel of their idols of wood. They go to Baal, Lucifer, Jesus, all this stuff, these idols to look for help, but it isn't given. And their staff advises unto them. For the spirit of harlotry has caused them to error, and they have played the harlot against their Ahiah, which means you're committing adultery. They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains, and burn incense upon the hills, under oaks and poplars and elms, because its shadow is good. Therefore your daughters shall commit harlotry, and your spouses shall commit adultery. Wow, that's crazy. So your kids gonna become prostitutes and things like that because you don't know the wisdom and truth and knowledge of I am that I am, pure white light essence, to teach them how to be light. The dark's gonna get them. They're gonna see that the shadow is good because it keeps them away from the sun, you know, and they're hiding under oak trees and trees while they're building their altars, burning their incenses to freaking idol gods and stuff. Even the archangels sometimes, which can turn into idol worship. You see, because the archangels are messengers just like us. I will not punish your daughters when they commit harlotry, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For the men themselves are gone apart with harlots, and they sacrifice with prostitutes. Therefore the people that do not understand shall fall. Though you, Israel, play the harlot, yet let not Judah, Yahwadah, offend. And come not unto Gilgal, neither go up to the Bethaven, nor swear as Ahiah lives. For Yis-RoyAl slides back like a stubborn heifer. Now Ahiah will feed them as a lamb in an open pasture. Ephraim, the Boricuans, Puerto Rican, is joined to idols. Let him alone. Their drink is sour. They have committed harlotry continually. Her rulers love shame more than glory. So her rulers will be presidents and everything, and they're all drunk with that ruler, like Apocalypto. The wind has bound her up in its wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their sacrifices. Wow, Hosea says a lot of things about the punishments. That's ridiculous. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my favorites as well for a later video. Alright, let's go ahead and read Luke. Luke 10, section 1. After this, Ahiah appointed 7. This ain't in the same order with what we just last read. This is something a little bit separate. So get ready to hear something different. That's still part of what's going on, how we fell and we need to rise, and that the power is with us, and what's wisdom. It's still along the same line. After this, I am that I am appointed 70 other disciples to go ahead of him to every city and place that he intended to go. They were to travel in pairs. He told them, the harvest is large, but the workers are few. So ask Ahiah, who gives this harvest, to send workers to harvest his crops. Ahiah, please send us servants or workers to help us work these crops, to work this field, to work this business. Go, I'm sending you out like lambs among wolves. Don't carry a wallet, a traveling bag, or sandals, and don't stop to greet anyone on the way. Whenever you go into a house, greet the family right away with the words, May there be peace in this house. May there be peace in this house. If a peaceful person lives there, your greeting will be accepted. But if that's not the case, your greeting will be rejected. Stay with the family that accepts you. Eat and drink whatever they offer you. After all, the worker deserves his pay. Do not move around from one house to another. Whenever you go into a city and the people welcome you, eat whatever they serve you. Heal the sick that are there, and tell the people, the kingdom of Ahaya, Ahaya, the pure white light spirit is near you, with you, in you, working through you. But whenever you go into a city and people don't welcome you, leave. Announce in its streets, we are wiping your city's dust from our feet and protest against you. But realize that the kingdom of Ahaya is near you. I can guarantee that judgment day will be easier for Sodom than for that city. And we got cities nowadays. Cities. So how horrible it will be for you, Chorazin. Chorazin would be. Hold on, let's look that up real quick. Boom. Capernaum would bet was named in the Gospel of Matthew. Typical. All right. So Chorazin, Bethsaida, and Capernaum were but piles of buildings, stones, when 19th century travelers reached these sites. So it's a building or something like that. Woe to you, Chorazin! Woe to you, Bethsaida! For if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago. Okay, so Chorazin, named along with Bethsaida and Capernaum as one of the cities in which Ahaya's mighty works were done and which was doomed to woe. So they were a place that got destroyed, a certain city. That was the name of the city. Gotcha. So how horrible it will be for you, Chorazin. How horrible it will be for you, Bethsaida, if the miracles worked in your cities had been worked in Tyre and Sidon. They would have changed the way they thought and acted. Long ago, they would have worn sackcloth and sat in ashes. Judgment day will be better for Tyre and Sidon than for you. And you, Capernaum, will you be lifted to heaven? No, you will go to hell. The person who hears you hears me, and the person who rejects you rejects me. The person who rejects me rejects the one who sent me. The 70 disciples came back very happy. They said, Ahaya, even demons obey us when we use the power and authority of your name, Christ Yeshua. Yeshua said to them, I watched Satan fall from heaven like lightning. Barak, lightning. I have given you the authority to trample snakes and scorpions and to destroy the enemy's power. Nothing will hurt you. However, don't be happy that evil spirits obey you. Be happy that your names are written in heaven. In that hour, the Holy Spirit filled Yeshua with joy. Yeshua said, I praise you, Father, Ahaya, the almighty, pure white light essence of heaven and earth, for hiding these things from wise and intelligent people and revealing them to little children. Yes, Father, this is what pleased you. My Father has turned everything over to me. Only the Father knows who the Son is, and no one knows who the Father is except the Son, and those to whom the Son is willing to reveal him. He turned to his disciples in private and said to them, How blessed you are to see what you've seen. I can guarantee that many prophets and kings wanted to see and hear what you've seen and heard, but they didn't. Then an expert in Moses' teachings stood up to test Yeshaya. He said, Teacher, what must I do to inherit into eternal life, eternal life, spirit? Yeshaya answered him, What is written in Moses' teachings? What do you read there? He answered, Love the Lord your God. Love your almighty I am, pure white light spirit, with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind. And love your neighbor as you love yourself. Yeshaya told him, You're right. Do this, and life will be yours. But the man wanted to justify his question, so he asked Yeshaya, Who is my neighbor? Yeshaya replied, A man went from Jerusalem to Jericho. On the way, robbers stripped him, beat him, and left him for dead. By chance, a priest was traveling along that road. When he saw the man, he went around him and continued his way. Then a Levite, a Haitian, Lawaya, came to that place. When he saw the man, he too went around him and continued on his way. But a Samaritan, as he was traveling along, came across the man. When the Samaritan saw him, he felt sorry for the man, went to him, and cleaned and bandaged his wounds. Then he put him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The inn probably like a hospital during their time. The next day, the Samaritan took out 2 silver coins and gave them to the innkeeper. He told the innkeeper, Take care of him. If you spend more than that, I'll pay you on my return trip. Of these 3 men, who do you think was a neighbor to the man who was attacked by robbers? Perfect metaphor. The expert said, The one who was kind enough to help him. Yeshaya told him, Go and imitate his example. As they were traveling along, Yeshaya went into a village. A woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary. Mary sat at Ahiah's feet and listened to him talk. But Martha was upset about all the work she had to do. So she asked, Ahiah, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work all by myself? So that's all doubt. You see, it's not faith. Tell her to help me. Then Ahiah answered her, Martha, Martha, you worry and fuss about a lot of things. There's only one thing you need worth worrying about. Mary has made the right choice, and that one thing will not be taken away from her, which means she followed her free will and she followed her heart. Hold on one sec. All right, Luke 11, the motto prayer. And it came to pass that, as he was praying in a certain place, when he ceased, one of his disciples said unto him, Yeshaya, teach us to pray, as John also taught his disciples. And he said unto them, When you pray, say, Our Father, Ahiah, Abba, Ahiah, who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom came. Your will has been done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today, or give us day by day, or we have now received our daily bread, and you have forgiven us of our sins, debts, and trespasses, and we also have forgiven those who have those who trespass us, those who sin against us, and those who has trespassed us. And lead us not into temptation, Lead us into salvation, but deliver us from evil, and deliver us to um, heaven. Deliver us to positive energy. Deliver us to pure, pure raw white light. You see what I'm saying? Pure white light. See, there's a reverse. The way he said right here is when you pray, say, Our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done, as in heaven, so on earth. Give us day by day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, for we also forgive everyone that is indebted to us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. See, this ain't enough. You know, that's why I said, rather say Abba Ahaya, or Our Father in heaven, who our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom came, that will be done and has been done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, or we receive today our daily bread, and forgive, and you have forgiven us of our sins, our debts and trespasses, as we also forgive those who have sinned, and debt, and we forgive those who have sinned and trespassed us, as well as those who are indebted to us, and lead us into salvation, and deliver us to heaven, you know, or ship us to heaven, whatever it may be. That's how I look at it. But that's the motto of the prayer: to forgive, to make sure you're addressing the Father who's in heaven, make sure you're exalting his name, hallelujah, and make sure you make his presence known on earth as it is in heaven. And the daily bread will be wisdom and knowledge, love and light. And to be forgiven is the request, the command, and to forgive those who are indebted to us too spiritually, and to be led into salvation and not into anything less than righteousness. So impurity and prayer. And he said unto them, Which of you shall have a friend, and shall go unto him at midnight, and say unto him, Friend, lend me 3 loaves, for a friend of mine in his journey has come to me, and I have nothing to set before him? And he from within shall answer and say, Trouble me not, the door is now shut, and my children are with me in bed. I cannot rise and give you, which mean they gave him an excuse. He asked to borrow something, to use something. He needed help to loan something, and his friend, that's supposed to be friend, said no. And he has it to give, but he said no. He didn't want to give. That's the importunity, import unity in prayer. Import unity. So, and he from within shall answer, pardon me. So the creator, if you would ask him for something, wouldn't he answer? Wouldn't he give you what you want? You know what I'm saying? But then man, a person who's not your friend, it would be a trouble to him. So they're saying, Don't trouble me not, don't bother me right now. The door is now shut. They slammed the door in your face. And my children are with me in bed, so now they give an excuse why they don't want to do it, can't do it, don't have a way to do it, blah, 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 blah. I cannot rise and give you. So pretty much they finally tell you the truth and end it. I can't give it to you. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I say unto you, though he will not rise and give it to him, because he is his friend, yet because of his import unity, he will rise and give him as many as he needs. Ask, seek, knock. And I say unto you, ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asks receives, and he that seeks finds, and to him that knocks it shall be opened. If a son shall ask bread of any of you that is a father, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask for a fish, will he for a fish give him a serpent? Or if he shall ask an egg, will he offer him a scorpion? If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your heavenly Father, give the Holy Spirit to them that ask him? Yeshaiah and Beelzebub. And he was casting out a demon, and it was dumb. And it came to pass, when the demon was gone out, the dumb man spoke, and the people wondered. But some of them said, he cast out demons through Beelzebub, the chief of the demons. And others, testing him, sought of him a sign from heaven. But he, knowing their thoughts, and unto them every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falls. If Satan also be divided against him, how shall his kingdom stand? Because you shall say that I cast out demons through Beelzebub, and if I by Beelzebub cast out demons, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore shall they be your judges. But if I, with the finger of Ahiah, the almighty, pure white light spirit, cast out demons, no doubt the kingdom of Ahiah is come upon you. When a strong man armed keeps his palace, his goods are in peace. That's your mentality. When a stronger than he shall come upon him. But when a stranger or stronger than he shall come upon him and overcome him, he takes from him all his armor in which he trusted, and divides his spoils. So the demon or the devils or the dark forces meet someone stronger than their will, stronger than their spirit, stronger than their energy, stronger than their force. Alright, so we're almost done. Let me see. I'm over here taking care of my wonderful daughter all at the same time, so I gotta make this one the last one and then punch back in a minute so we can finish all this on this fourth tape. Alright. He that is not with me is against me, Yeshaiah. And he that gathers not with me scatters. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walks through dry places, seeking rest and finding none. He says, I will return unto my house from which I came out. And when he comes, he finds it swept and in order. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. And it came to pass, as he spoke these things, a certain woman of the crowd lifted up her voice and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bore you, and the breasts which you have nursed. But he said, Yeah, rather blessed are they that hear the word of Ahiah, Shur Ahiah, and keep it now. The sign of Jonah. And when the people were gathered thick together, he began to say, This is an evil generation. They seek a sign, and there shall no sign be given it, but the sign of Jonah the prophet. Look that person up if you don't know who they are. For as Jonah was a sign unto the Ninevites. Look up the Ninevites if you don't know who they are too. Or Ninevites. So shall also the Son of Man be to this generation. Yeshaiah. The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with the men of this generation and condemn them. The queen of heaven, which is Mary Magdalene, the queen of death. For she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, which is the wisdom of the fallen Solomon. Although he used to be at the top, he fell and started doing evil things, wicked things, got the Solomon seal, the Solomon star, 6-point star, which is called Star of David, but it's the Star of Solomon, and things like that. So the Queen of Heaven's doing satanic stuff now. And behold, a greater than Solomon is here. The men of Nineveh, or Nineveh, shall rise up in the judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it, for they repented at the preaching of Jonah. And behold, a greater than Jonah is here. The eye is the lamp of the body. Hold on one sec. So the eye, the third eye, the one eye, the ajna eye, the third eye chakra, look it up if you don't know what it is the lamp of the body. No man, when he has lighted a lamp, puts it in a secret place, neither under a bushel, but on a lampstand, that they who come in may see the light. The lamp of the body is the eye. Therefore, when your eye is sound, your whole body also is full of light, vibration, high frequencies. But when your eye is evil, your body also is full of darkness. Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in you be not darkness, but be certainly light. If your whole body, therefore, be full of light, having no part dark, the whole shall be full of light, as when the bright shining of a lamp does give you light. Woe to Pharisees, scribes, and lawyers! And as he spoke, a certain Pharisee besought him to dine with him. And he went in and sat down to eat. And when the Pharisee saw it, he marveled that he had not first washed before dinner. And Yeshua said unto him, Now do you, Pharisees, make clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but your inward part is full of extortion and wickedness. You fools, did not he that made that which is outside make that which is within also? But rather give alms of such things as you have, and behold, all things are clean unto you. But woe unto you, Pharisees, for you tithe mint and rue and all manner of herbs, and pass over justice and the love of Ahiah. These ought you to have done, and not to leave the other undone. Woe unto you, Pharisees, for you love the best seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are as graves which are not seen, and the men that walk over them are not aware of them. Then answered one of the lawyers, and said unto him, Teacher, thus saying you reproach us also. And he said, Woe unto you also, you lawyers! You load men with burdens hard to be borne, and you themselves touch not the burdens with one of your fingers. Woe unto you! For you build the sepulchres of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. Truly you bear witness that you consent to the deeds of your fathers, for they indeed killed them, and you build their sepulchres. Which mean all the lawyers and public defenders, they're all working against you, except a few. Therefore also said the wisdom of Ahiah, I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them they shall slay and persecute, that the blood of all the prophets which was shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation. From the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zachariah, who perished between the altar and the temple. Verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation. Woe unto you, lawyers, public defenders, public pretenders, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. You entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in you hindered. And as he said these things unto them, the scribes and the Pharisees began to oppose him vehemently, and to provoke him to speak of many things, lying in wait for him, and seeking to catch something from his mouth, that they might accuse him. So now the lawyers and all of them, the judges, everything started to go against him and hated him. And hold on, sweetie. And pretty much they were the ones who began to kind of set him up. Alright guys, we're gonna continue in 1 second. Take a 5-minute break, 2-minute break, whatever you need, and we'll come.